Hi Jeff, I'm just taking a look at your Photoshop project. I like it. I think that you definitely have enough layers here. You've worked with some different, you know, brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, so that's good. Experimenting with that, and the fire is pretty cool. It has a cool effect to it. You did lower the opacity on those layers. I'm not quite sure how you constructed the layer underneath. Because it's completely flat. Like you don't have layers of you clipped out. Maybe somewhere along the way you accidentally flattened layer one, because it looks like you have probably a layer here, 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 and here that I'm just not seeing in this file. So that's a bummer that I'm missing that, because then I could really see how you constructed this, and I do think you did a good job and you weren't lazy about how you put this together by any means. Your naming conventions look good, your file types look good. I did check the image mode. So this one's in CMYK color, your PSD file is. But if I go to image size, I can see that your resolution is 300, which is good, but this is an 8.5, it's 8.25. So you're a little off with your size, which will kind of hurt your grade a little bit. Your JPEG file is in RGB color mode. So when you export it out, if you did the file save a copy, so let's go back to the PSD. If you did a file, save a copy, let's just put this on my desktop, but let's say I'm exporting out a JPEG, much like you did. When I save that, this is, let's see, if it's already in CMYK color mode, then your JPEG, I'll open that up from my desktop, the one I just made today at 146, you can see that this mode should be in CMYK because the PSD is in CMYK. So I think maybe you didn't have your PSD file converted to CMYK before you exported out the JPEG, because the JPEG is in RGB color mode. And if I go to image size, it's not quite right. If I resample this to make the resolution and the sizes connect, I can size this down to 300, and once again, you are really close to 8.5, but not quite. So that will affect your grade, the fact that your JPEG file is in RGB, and neither one of these are quite the right size. But other than that, I think you did really well. I think that it's pretty cool that you're like all your own band here, and shows a lot about how you feel about music, and it was a creative way to do that, and I think it has a cool visual look to it. I would almost suggest covering up this fireplace a little bit more, just, maybe either just photoshopping that out of there and making that wall blank, or something to that effect, and maybe putting a glow or something around your figures so that they pop out of that background, because you're awfully close to the same color as the wall in the background. So, but I can't really see how you've constructed that layer specifically, because it's so flat in the PSD file. But anyway, overall, really good job. I'll talk to you later. Next time with the rough draft, try to get that in on time. And then if you aren't on time, texting me works pretty well, and then I can go in and grade it as quickly as I can, give you a feedback video, much like this one, on how to fix the issues. Actually, to fix the sizing issue, go to image or canvas size here, and let's put this in inches, and we could just make this 8.5 to make the canvas size 8.5 inches tall. And then you'd have a little bit of adjusting to do through your layers. If we turn all these back on, I'm just going to click and drag, but we can grab all of these, and then I'm going to zoom out and then do with a command minus, and then do a command T, and do a few more command minuses, and then just push. Actually, just grab this and size everything up. It might take a little bit of thinking on your computer because I'm grabbing like 10 layers at one time. And then I would have to nudge it down and nudge it over, which I did do with my keyboard, which I'm doing right now with my keyboard. I can push shift and nudge it over 10 at a time instead of 1 at a time. But that would work to fill it in, and there we go. So that's how you would fix the sizing issue, and then you could just re-export out your JPEG, replace the old one with the correct size, and the fact that it's in CMYK color mode does make it so that this one, if you did export out another JPEG, it would be in CMYK color mode. But anyway, we'll talk to you later.